strangers. I'm Britt.
And I'm D.
You just said it so quick. Sorry. She was like, and I'm D. Sorry. Welcome to another episode of It's a Strange World After All. The podcast where we discuss true crime cases, the supernatural, urban legends, conspiracy theories, and all of the things that keep the world strange. My glasses hit the mic.
That means you're doing too much.
I was just like incorporating my whole body was what.
Oh, okay.
I just want to share that the other night after the Black Eyed Kids episodes, it was two shows in one show, two stories in one show. So I said episodes. I had a nightmare. Look, that somebody rang my doorbell and then no one was there. And I was like, this is weird. And then it happened again. And then there was like a thick fog. And I was like, why is it? Is it spring? Why is I mean, it's spring. You know, it's still spring. And I was like, why is there fog in spring? And then all of a sudden there was like a baby in a basket. And I was like, where did this suspicious baby come from? But like, I was like, oh, I got to help it. And I went down to grab it and it was like, like it attacked me. And Chris was like, what the fuck? Like, I had to fight that baby off. And then I woke up in a sweat.
Did you take anything before you went to sleep?
No, I still haven't ordered valerian root.
Oh.
But I'm going to do that as soon as I finish.
Were you drinking before you?
No, I was just up late editing.
Oh.
And then, by the time I went to sleep, I was just I dream anyway. Like, I remember my dreams typically. Yeah. And that was one of the dreams that I had. Because even Chris was like, he was like, I ain't going to listen to the episode because I remember you waking up. Like, he was like, I could tell you were like genuinely scared. He's like, I don't know if I'm going to listen to the episode.
Really?
Yeah. Him and Terrence said that which one? Villanuevos? No, the Ouija board.
Oh, Vallecas.
Yes.
Vallecas.
Estefania Gloria. Yeah. Yes. That one was like scary to them. Like they were like, hold on.
Really? I thought we would do a good job of like not making it as scary.
I agree. I said, what? Was it my sound effects? In today's episode, we have another 2-for-1 special. For who? For you. That's 2 stories in one show. Well, this is a 2-for-1 with a 2-parter. So this is going to be 2 parts. A 2-for-1 for 2 special. Where else can you get that? A 2-for-1 for 2 special.
A 2-for-1 for 2?
Yes, a 2-for-1 for 2.
Okay.
I was like, I don't know. Is that a deal?
Let me think. A 2-for-1. I'm confused. A 2-for-1.
So you got the 2
for 2.
You got the 2 stories in the one episode, but then the episode is in 2 parts.
Got it. We will start with the brutal murders of 8 people in Villisca, Iowa, known as the Villisca Axe Murders. Then we will jump right over to the Axeman of New Orleans, an American serial killer in New Orleans, Louisiana in the early 1900s.
Get ready, strangers, because this episode is an action-packed one.
God, I did not see that note. If I would have looked at that and saw that.
You wasn't I hid it. Well, I mean, I did it in, the comment section.
If I would have saw that, can I delete your notes? Like if I...
What you mean?
You really put that in there.
Yes. What action-packed?
I get it.
Action-packed. Lights, camera, action.
Oh my God.
While she's, dealing
I knew it was about to be something because you paused before you...
I was trying not to laugh. The Villisca Axe murders occurred between the evening of June 9th, 1912 in the morning of June 10th in the town of Villisca, Iowa. The 6 members of the Moore family and 2 family friends were found bludgeoned to death in their home. The family consisted of parents Josiah and Sarah Moore, and their 4 children, Herman, Mary Catherine, Arthur, and Paul. The Moores were well known and well liked in the community.
On June 9th, Mary Catherine invited her friends Lena Gertrude and Ina May over for a sleepover.
Why did they have such old lady names? Lena Gertrude and Ina May. Because at first I thought it was a wife, and I was like, why is the wife having a sleepover? Even though you should have more adult sleepovers. You're never too.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but
that was your note, was the names.
Why they got old lady names? It just bothered me.
It was in the 1900s.
The early 1900s.
Yeah. The next day at 7 a.m., the Moore's neighbor, Mary Peckham, became concerned when she noticed the family hadn't come out to do their morning chores. She knocked on the door, and when no one answered, she tried opening the door, but it was locked.
Mary called Josiah's brother, Ross. Ross unlocked the door and went into the guest bedroom, where he found the bodies of Ina and Lena on the bed. Ross immediately told Mary to call Henry Horton, the town marshal. This is where having a nosy neighbor or being a nosy neighbor pays off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Without Mary Peckham, who knows how long it would have been before they found.
That's true.
Although.
But still.
They were there for a sleepover, so their parents probably would have been like, wait, 2 days later, their parents are like, wait, when was Ina supposed to come back? Was it a weekend thing?
Not 2 days later.
Was it a weekend thing? Or
that's how they talked back then.
Was it a weekend thing? Or oh, this is Iowa. I don't know how people talk in Iowa.
What was that accent?
It was like a rural, like a country.
Okay.
China.
Okay.
In 1912.
Okay.
A sleepover, you say?
People from Iowa are about to be offended.
Nobody from Iowa is listening to this. Henry searched the house and revealed that the whole family had been murdered with an axe that belonged to Josiah. The axe was found in the guest room next to a 4-pound slab of bacon.
Why do you have that in the guest room?
First of all, how many of them is it? Why do you need 4 pounds?
I mean, it was 8 people.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
That's still a lot.
That's a lot of bacon.
So, is that where they kept the bacon, or did the killer just, for whatever reason, just put the bacon
in there?
Because why would you have bacon in the guest room?
That's true.
The floor?
Not unless they had a fridge in the guest room. That's true.
Probably not, because it was 1912.
Maybe it was staged. So it was like he's, I don't know, slaughtered them like piggies. That's the only thing I can think of. Oh, no, seriously. And I was being dead serious.
You were.
Because I was thinking of like American Horror Story.
It was piggies threw me off.
Like piggies.
Just say pigs.
Like piggies. I just imagine a serial killer being like, yeah, I slaughtered them like piggies.
I guess, but I'm not about to go through all of that.
Of course you wouldn't, because you're not a serial killer. So I would hope you wouldn't go through the trouble.
I mean, if I was a serial killer, I wouldn't, because I would be on the schedule. I'll be, okay, I have to kill this person at this time to make it, you know.
Just imagine a serial killer D with her planner, and she's like, okay, At 12 a.m., I'm going to go to the Johnsons. And
The
then
Johnsons.
I got to be at the son of a bitches by 2 a.m. And I'm going to end the night with the Carlsons by 4. All right.
Yes.
Make it happen.
Yep. Like, who has time to get a 4-pound slab of bacon? For what? Just kill them and go.
Kill them and go.
Yep.
New motto. Just kill them and
Kill them and go.
wrap that shit up.
Here's how everything went down. At around midnight, a stranger entered the Morris home through the back door with an axe. The stranger crept into the bedroom of Josiah and Sarah and murdered them. Next, he murdered their children. He then went downstairs and murdered Ina and Lena. He covered everyone's head with clothing. He also covered all the mirrors. Sometime before 5 a.m., he took the keys and left, locking the door behind him. Wonder why he covered the mirrors. That's weird.
Yeah, that is weird. I was thinking about that. Maybe he did it before.
So he wouldn't have to look at himself.
That's what I was going to say.
Deal with the disgust. Because
when Marshal Henry Horton arrived at the house, he brought doctors J. Clark Cooper and Edgar Huff, and the family's minister, Wesley Ewing. They were followed by the coroner and a third doctor. As if that wasn't enough, as many as 100 neighbors and townspeople walked through the house. One hundo.
why? First of all, why are they even allowed to walk through the house?
At a crime scene.
Exactly.
This is the early 1900s.
Still, that's not an excuse.
It was about it back then. It was the Wild West.
I guess.
They left fingerprints everywhere, and some even removed fragments of Josiah's skull as a keepsake. This made the crime scene impossible to investigate.
That is disgusting. Why would you want a piece of somebody's skull?
As a keepsake.
Why?
Somebody was selling tickets and they're like, take a piece of this.
That's
a piece of bacon. Yes, I'll take a piece of bacon. Girl, I was at the Moore's house and I got me some bacon and a piece of skull.
that is.
It's sick.
It is.
I just said, what a mess. The townspeople are so disrespectful.
And disgusting.
And then, depending on the size of the town, it probably was like a spectacle. Like it was something that they had never encountered before.
Yeah. And 100 people, that probably was the whole town. Yeah, I guess. But I wouldn't go into the house. I would just be like on the side. Yeah. On the sidewalk.
Just rubbernecking.
Yeah. A number of possible suspects emerged. One was Reverend George Kelly. Kelly was a traveling minister in town on the night of the murders. He had been accused of peeping and on several occasions asked women to pose nude for him.
Not the Reverend. Not the Reverend. The Reverend George Kelly. He's probably a long lineage of Kelly perverts.
Kelly perverts.
Who did any woman pose nude for him?
I hope not.
It's the Reverend.
So you'll pose nude for a Reverend?
No, I wouldn't.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't pose nude for anybody, but I'm saying they were just like
for nobody.
No, maybe for myself.
Oh, I'm thinking of never mind.
What you thinking
I'm thinking
about?
of like sending nudes.
It's the new guy, Triple X up in Strange World after midnight up in here.
Well, that was their version back then, I guess, of sending nudes.
Posing nude for The little.
And you have to mail it. Can you imagine mailing nudes?
Look, girl, I'm finna kill him with this. That's me looking at the envelope. Girl, we finna fuck. Seeing Express, Pony Express. He gets it. What you wearing? 7 days later in a letter. This was.
That is ridiculous. He came to Villisca on June 8th to teach at the Children's Day services, which the Moore family attended on the 9th. So he's a peeping Tom, and he's doing Children's Day services. Maybe he is.
Also a bacon-toting serial killer, axe murderer. If he had been accused of sexual misconduct, why was he allowed anywhere near a school? Is my thing.
Yeah.
Or was it just like not word of mouth, but yeah, like just rumors?
I mean, it's a small town, so it was probably just rumors, but still.
Somebody hired him to teach at the school, and they were like, he's got some blemishes, but he was cheap. He was cheaper than the other reverends.
He left town hours before the bodies were discovered.
Suspicious. Oh,
very.
Yeah.
He's suspicious to me.
Let's put him up on the suspect board. We both did this. We put our hands in the air like, boop, he's on the board. In the following weeks, Reverend Kelly showed an obsessive fascination with the case and wrote letters to the police and the family of the deceased. A private investigator wrote back to Kelly and asked for details about the murders. He replied, claiming to have heard sounds and possibly witnessed the murders. Because of his mental illness, authorities questioned whether he knew the details because he committed the murders, or did he just imagine committing the murders. I wonder what details the Reverend Kelly had that nobody else had. Because everybody and their mama had walked into the house. The entire town, we're assuming, walked into the house.
Yeah.
Saw the crime scene. Saw the bacon.
The bacon.
Saw the 4-pound slab of bacon.
So, but by that logic, anybody could have details.
Exactly.
So what details of his were different from everybody else's, or did he know something that nobody else knew? In 1917, Reverend Kelly was arrested for the Villisca murders. He confessed, but after many hours of interrogation, he recanted his confession. Reverend Kelly was acquitted after 2 separate trials.
Get it together, Reverend K. Rully, R. Kelly. R. Kelly, Reverend Kelly.
My God,
baby. We finally figured out this was who he really was on earth first. Well, he was a Pied Piper, then Reverend Kelly. Then he came back whenever he was birthed, 70s, 60s, as
Robert Kelly.
Yes.
Okay.
Can we say his whole name?
Or
do we got a defamation of character?
I mean, it's not defamation if
it's true.
It's true.
Slanderous truth. But yeah, get it together. Why did he say? My theory is that due to his mental illnesses, due to his mental illness, he honestly thought maybe even the crime scene traumatized him. Like maybe he went in and was like, I'm finna see what this is about. He shouldn't have
went in there in the first place.
I know. Saw the crime scene and thought that he did it, wrote to people, and then got treated for his illness in jail and was like, wait, I didn't actually do this. So
could happen. Could have happened. Yeah.
This is all alleged. I just made this up, but
I can tell.
It's not impossible.
Right.
Impossible. Another suspect was Frank Jones, an Iowa State senator. Josiah worked for Frank Jones at his store before opening his own and taking business from Frank. From Frank.
That's still not, well, for me, not a reason to kill someone and their whole family.
You taking my business? You taking food out of my kid's mouth, out of my family's mouth?
So you're gonna kill him and his family and his kids?
He sleeps with the fishes.
He is not Italian.
I'm assuming, hey, Frankie, baby.
Oh my God.
Frankie Jones. The Moore family took the food out of my family's mouth.
Okay, get to the other thing.
First of all, I said mouth and not mouths. Another theory was that Senator Jones hired William Mansfield to murder the Moore family. Mansfield had murdered his wife, their child, and his wife's parents with an axe 2 years after the Villisca murders.
Wow.
He was also a suspect in other murders.
I mean, he could have just did it on his own. Maybe he wasn't hired, but because clearly he's a killer. Henry Lee Moore was another suspect, no relation to the Moore family. He was convicted of the murder of his mother and grandmother months after the Villisca murders. His weapon of choice was, wait for it,
an axe.
An axe, yes.
Wait for it. It made me think of Scary Movie. That's from Scary Movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he said,
but wait.
Yeah.
There's more.
There were plenty of other suspects, but the investigation went nowhere. No one has ever been tried for the murders.
First of all, why are these people just axing? Never mind.
Exactly.
Axing people. Is that a thing? A verb. Axing.
Yeah.
Axing Jackson. Rest in peace. Action Jackson.
Yeah, like back then.
Wild, Wild West.
Yeah.
The Villisca axe murders remain one of the most horrific mass murders in American history. That's all for the Villisca axe murders. Who do you think is responsible?
I'm going to go with Reverend Kelly.
Reverend Kelly. K-Riley.
It makes sense. I mean, first of all, he was a peeping Tom and a pervert. And he actually came in contact with the family.
That's true.
And then he just left. I mean, he was a traveling minister, but those are the best people to be serial killers because they...
Moving from town to town.
I'm going to go with him.
He came in. First of all, he's a pervert. There's a thin line between pervert and serial killer.
Yeah.
You heard it here. I guess. No, I'm going to go with Frankie. Frankie, baby. Because I honestly feel like in the 1900s, the way to settle things, in the 1900s, the early 1900s, the way to settle things was just put a hit out on them. I had the one grocery store in the neighborhood, and then you came up in here with your super grocery store, and I believe that he hired that dude. What's his name? William Mansfield. Because he murdered all those people. He murdered his wife, their kid, his wife's parents with an axe.
The other guy did too.
I know. It's just axes.
Axes galore.
Axes galore. He had access to the family.
Oh my God. That ain't even.
Access. Axe. Hey D.
What?
Can I ask you a question?
No,
I must ask you a question.
I'm not going to keep doing this with you.
Get it? Ask you a question.
No, you may not.
Fine. Then that's the end of the episode, guys. Thanks. Tune in. Are you ready for the Axeman of New Orleans? What?
You are too hyped.
I'm too hyped because, for one, I drank a cup of coffee on the way.
Oh, wow.
Then I backdoored with some wine. And also, this is like one of my top stories. I really like. Yeah, I really like, because it incorporates jazz.
Oh, true.
One of my favorite places, New Orleans, and murder. And if that story sounds familiar, it's probably because you watched season 3 of American Horror Story. That's the season with the coven.
One of the best seasons.
One of my favorite. I think it's because we're
witches.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can say that. I don't care. People can come for me. I know God.
Same.
But yes, one of my favorite seasons as well. Also, I love Stevie Nicks because I love Fleetwood Mac. And, you know, she was in that season.
So, from May 1918, hold on. What if, because from the Villisca murders, he tried and then it went nowhere. It was like 1917 or something like that.
Yeah.
Right? Huh. Could it be the same person?
Could it be the same person?
I just saw 1918 and I was like, huh.
The timeline fits. Yeah.
Okay. So, from May 1918 to October 1919, the city of New Orleans was in a panic over a serial killer dubbed the Axeman. The majority of the victims were Italian immigrants, and they were usually attacked with an axe that often belonged to them.
What's with the axes?
Yeah, why do you just have... Well, I mean, back in the day, I guess you would just have an axe, but...
Was there a connection between Italians and axes?
I don't...
Or did everybody just have axes?
I think everybody just had an axe.
I thought it was like, we're Italian, we chop wood.
What?
Or, you know, Italian mafia, maybe they were just elbow crack. But maybe they were just like, keep an axe on you.
Maybe. I don't know. I just think everybody had one.
Yeah, it was like a screwdriver. You got your screwdriver, you got your hammer, flashlight. Well, maybe not flashlight. Lantern. I don't know whereabouts. Lantern or flashlight and axe.
Yeah.
The first victims were an Italian grocer named Joseph Maggio and his wife Catherine on May 23rd, 1918. And it just hit me. I should probably make a disclaimer that the descriptions of these murders are a little graphic, depending on who you ask.
Yeah.
They were asleep in their apartment above the Maggio grocery store when the killer cut their throats with a straight razor before bashing their heads in with an axe. Whoa!
Yeah, that's intense.
It is really intense. It's really violent.
Yeah.
Law enforcement found the killer's bloody clothes in the apartment. He changed his clothes just before fleeing the scene.
If only they had DNA testing back then.
I was about to say Dana. Yeah, because you stupid idiot. Let me change my clothes before. And then he folded them and set them in a corner.
In the early morning hours of June 27th, 1918, a baker named John Zanka discovered Louis Bessemer and his mistress, Harriet Lowe.
A scandalo. Like his mistress, or is this like, man, see, like 1920s talk, like she's his mistress, see? No.
Like he's
not cheating on anyone. She's just...
No, I think they mean mistress.
Oh.
Like cheating.
Oh.
Because I don't think, what would they call them back then?
What?
Like
Side chicks?
No, that's a mistress.
Oh.
Like you're saying, like if it's just like they're not married. Or
yeah,
whatever.
like they were just necking. They were just seeing each other. They were just courting each other.
Okay. They were attacked in the back of Lewis's grocery store. The couple was found shortly after 7 a.m. They were badly injured, but they survived. At the crime scene, authorities found a bloody axe.
I wonder if it was also there. Well, it most likely was their axe.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
You gotta have some nerve to just go to kill somebody. You don't even have a weapon. What?
Maybe he has like a
backup axe.
Yeah, like he's just like, okay, I'm doing this for artistic, expression. I'm gonna use their axe, but just in case, I got one in my back pocket.
In my back pocket.
Or he has like a retractable axe.
Go gadget axe.
He's the Axeman. That's terrible. Police immediately arrested Louis Ubicon, a 41-year-old black man who worked in Lewis's store, even though there was no evidence against him.
I'm not surprised.
Oh, you're black.
Yeah.
Harriet even told the police that she was attacked by a large white man. But police dismissed her statement, calling her delusional. How you gonna tell someone they are being delusional if I'm telling you that's not the person I saw?
Exactly.
Believe me.
Exactly.
This is case number 125, where the police was doing
whatever they want to do
and not believing people. And he's a Negro. This was John Coffey. Lewis was eventually released due to a lack of evidence. You're damn right, because he didn't do it. I just work here.
Exactly.
Imagine coming into your job and they're like, you've been arrested for the murder of Lewis. I mean, not Lewis. The murder of, what's his name? John? No.
Yeah.
Lewis. Oh, they're both named Lewis. How cute. Louis and Lewis. I just noticed that. But anyway.
Not how cute.
How adorable. Totes adorbs.
Harriet would end up dying from her injuries. Before her death, she told police that it was actually Louis who attacked her.
Louis?
Yes. Not the black guy, but her.
The one she was sleeping with. Why is she saying this all of a sudden?
She's delusional.
Is she delusional, or did she have like a memory loss?
Oh, or maybe she was mad because he wouldn't leave his wife for her, and she would just be like,
oh.
Yeah, it was him. He did it.
Did they both live, or did we just say that?
She died, but this is before she died.
But the other Louis lived?
Yes.
Both Louises lived.
Yeah, the black one, he wasn't attacked.
Right, and I know.
Yeah, just the other one.
I just didn't want to confuse people. Neither Louis died in the making of this. Yeah, maybe she was, vindictive.
Yeah. He was charged with her murder and served 9 months in prison before he was acquitted and released on May 1st, 1919.
When these people are getting arrested for no reason and then their cases are acquitted, I wonder what happened and what new evidence did they bring forward, or what was the defining? Good question. Yeah. Were they well, actually, we didn't have any evidence.
Yeah.
And then, why would he? That means that he would have had to have attacked himself. True. Correct?
Yes.
Or, True. Yeah. Okay. He don't have time. He's running a grocery store. He does not have time to stage this. On August 5th, shout out, the best day in life in the world. I ain't gonna say the year, but August 5th, my birthday. 1918. My birthday's not August 5th, 1918. Maybe it is. People
Maybe
are like,
you're a vampire.
What's your secret?
Black don't crack.
I eat babies for breakfast. On August 5th, 1918, Anna Schneider, who was 8 months pregnant, was attacked. Her husband, Ed Schneider, found her with her scalp cut open and her face was covered in blood.
Oh my God.
I could see the stress on your face. Anna was rushed to Charity Hospital. She'd survived, but she had no memory of the attack. She gave birth shortly after. While investigating their home, they found that their axe was missing from their shed. Get rid of the axes.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Burn.
Like, you're seeing all of this happen. Like, why do you keep your axe?
This is like, no, I don't want to get political. People are like, guns don't kill people. People kill people. These axes don't kill people. People kill people.
Still,
get rid of the axes. Just start an initiative.
Yes.
And just burn all the axes or have like a rent-a-axe. So seriously, so it's like, okay, go with me.
Okay.
You have someone that mans like axes. Mm-hmm. You have a little sign-in sheet and it's like, oh, Bob Baguette. Bob Baguette came in at 9 a.m. Monday morning. He rented out an axe. Oh, he hasn't returned it for weeks. And you know, it was Bob Baguette.
That's a good idea.
And then too, if somebody's like, Leroy Farmer, Leroy Farmer has rented out an axe every other weekend. And these people are dying every other weekend. Maybe it's Leroy.
Good idea. They should have done, yeah. They should have done something.
It's ridiculous at this point.
Joseph Romano was an elderly man living with his two nieces, Pauline and Mary Bruno. On August 10th, Troy's birthday. You didn't even make a note
Shout
of that,
out.
and that's your brother.
Troy, my bro's for life. It's his birthday. It's not his show, so.
What?
I said it's not his show.
I mean,
I have to share everything. No, I'm just playing. It's also my brother's birthday, oddly enough. And my favorite number is 5. We're born 5 days apart. And 5 plus 5 equals 10. Simpatico. We were meant to be. Love you, Brother Bear.
On August 10th, 1918, they...
Sorry, it's also one of my friends' birthdays. I don't know if she listens though. Maria, if you're listening, shout out. Sorry.
On August 10th, 1918, they awoke to a commotion in their uncle's room. When they went to his room, they saw that he'd suffered from blows to the head and had 2 open wounds. The attacker was fleeing the scene as they got to the room, but they were able to get a look at him. They said that he was a dark-skinned, heavy-set man who wore a dark suit and a hat. Why are you killing people in a suit?
Oh, I didn't even think about that because he's a classy man. He kills, but he does it with class. So I'm thinking Al Roker.
Steve Harvey.
Oh, Steve Harvey. Reverend Reverend Al Sharpton. But then I was like, do they wear hats? Big boy. DJ, not like Outcast. He's not big at all. But then I was like, I guess the timeline's a bit off.
Yeah.
It was the penguin from Batman.
Lord.
Holy smokes, Batman. We've got an axe murderer on our head.
Oh my God. Okay. Joseph died 2 days later from head trauma.
After the passing of Joseph Romano, the police still had no leads, and the town was riddled with fear. It is said that even the local New Orleans newspaper reported that the men in the town would be armed and keeping watch while the police continued to investigate.
Like a neighborhood watch, kind of, almost?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They
Okay.
band together and was like, we're going to protect our own town because the police aren't doing anything for us. So that's what they did with guns.
Okay.
And they put this in the newspaper.
Okay.
So for some time, this appeared to subdue the Axeman. Dun, dun, dun.
You are extra.
Whatever, you have to suspense it.
Suspense it. Okay.
Suspense it up. That is all you get today.
Did this actually subdue the Axeman? Obviously not, because there is a part 2 to this. So you have to tune in to the next episode to find out what happens.
Yeah, we wanted to leave it on a cliffhanger. Anything could happen, you guys. You don't want to miss it. Is a UFO going to show up? Is it demons? Demons? It could be anything.
I don't think it's demons, though.
Probably not. Well, it's about to get stranger and strangers.
Oh, true. Because I hope I remember this for the next part. Because I don't think I'll put it in the notes, but I'm
It's all in the noggin.
Yeah.
The noodle.
Yeah. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at It's a Strange World Podcast and on Twitter at Pod Strange World. We would love to hear from you.
Who do you all think is responsible for the Villisca axe murders in the first part of the story? Frankie, baby.
Reverend Kelly.
Also, if there is something you want us to cover, let us know, and we got you.
Thank you for tuning into another episode of
It's a Strange World After All. Come back. You have to come back for part 2.
Part 2.
That's our... These are the terms. This is the agreement you went into when listening to this episode. Thank you as always for keeping it strange with us.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. I must ask you to come back.
Oh, man.
You stop acting like an axe. You know?
I get it.
Like a jackaxe.